Hey guys. So it's right around 3:30 a.m. On Tuesday, March 8th. It's my nephew's birthday, but that's not why I'm awake. I'm awake because it is absolutely freezing in here, and there's absolutely no heat in this unit, surprisingly, because usually the heat is absolutely blasting. But I finally figured out why there's no heat. Why the heat has been completely shut off to this unit. I mean, it goes up and down, but it rapid cycles up and down usually. So every 2 hours it hits, like 90 degrees in here, and then it goes back down to like 75, and then it goes back up to like 90. But the heat is completely off right now. So I was looking for granola bars under my sink, and we have mice because I've found food items chewed up around here. Like I had a loaf of bread, and I found a bunch of holes chewed into the plastic and into the bread. So there were like craters in the bread, and it wasn't like that when I bought it. So I haven't seen any mice, but I see evidence that there are mice or some kind of rodent. So it might not be mice. It could be, squirrels. I hope not. But I'm more concerned about why the heat is off right now at 3:30 in the morning. It suddenly went off maybe around 2 a.m. I was trying to sleep and it suddenly got really cold in here. That's why I'm still awake. It's really cold. I have a stuffy nose all of a sudden. My throat hurts. But the heat is off, which is extremely unusual, especially since it's 38 degrees outside now. So it got colder in the last 30 minutes since I made the first video documenting the fact that the heat suddenly went off in here. My window is closed. My air conditioner, for once, is not cranking. And I think that we need to talk about psychopaths because there is one living in the bathroom that's on the other side of this wall. And most people don't know how to spot a psychopath. They think that people are nice and that, what you see is what you get. Whatever the person in front of you is saying or doing, they're being genuine. I could spot a psychopath a mile away. I spent 5 years in a 6-year full-time PhD program for clinical developmental psychology at Suffolk University. I finished with an advanced Master of Arts degree in clinical developmental psychology, and my thesis was published. I'm not saying this to impress anybody, but it's extensive training that allows you to be able to spot people with behavioral and mental disorders a mile away. And one of the hallmarks of a psychopath, a true psychopath, a sociopath / psychopath, is that they have this compulsive need to manipulate people and hurt them. And they don't have a conscience. So, if I lie to people, I feel bad. I mean, sometimes you do have to lie once in a while, but you don't want to do it too often because then that itself is a diagnostic criteria for a lot of mental health disorders. People who lie a lot also meet the criteria for having mental health issues. I don't lie a lot. I lie once in a while if I have to get to some greater, get through something, but I feel bad when I do. And people with a conscience, it's normal to feel bad if you do something you're probably not supposed to. But sociopaths don't have that problem, and they have this pathological need to inflict harm, distress, and misfortune upon other people. And they're also very manipulative. So a lot of people don't know they're dealing with a psychopath. So the person on the other side of this wall is regularly doing everything they possibly can to cause chaos and dysfunction with whatever it is that I'm trying to do. So if I, try to go into my bathroom to use the toilet, she'll violently kick or hit the wall directly behind my toilet as I'm sitting on it. How she knows that I'm sitting on my toilet, I can only speculate, but obviously there's some kind of surveillance device on or around my toilet. The same thing happens in the shower. So she'll severely disrupt my showering ability by repeatedly smacking the wall of my shower. That kind of thing. And she has no life. I mean, that is her life. Her life is destruction and disruption of other people's activities. She's also a cyber criminal, so she's very talented at, causing my router to malfunction every few days. My router suddenly, it's a new router, it should be working just fine. My router will suddenly stop working. I'll have no Wi-Fi for an hour. And then it takes Comcast 30 minutes or 35 minutes to get it back online. So again, people who are truly psychopaths, they leave a path of destruction in their wake, and they couldn't care less. If you are, if you're concerned that maybe you're dealing with a psychopath, just think if they have the need to hurt people consistently, then yes. I'm not talking about getting revenge on your ex who cheated on you or whatever. That's kind of different. But just indiscriminately causing harm and destruction to people around, that is a psychopath. It's very different than being narcissistic or being a little weird. Just because somebody seems a little weird or you don't like their ideas or they believe in unicorns, it doesn't mean that they're a psychopath. It doesn't even mean they're crazy. I mean, we don't know if unicorns existed like 2 million years ago. Maybe they did. But, there's a big difference between thinking somebody is a little off and having to deal with like a true psychopath or a sociopath. And there's one, again, living in Unit 78 named Jasmine Irizarry, and she's constantly doing everything she possibly can to disrupt and intrude upon what I do.